Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givarakari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givarakari. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjanam. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjanam. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Stota Sathis Divine Grace Abhay Charan Bhaktivedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Stota Sathis Mad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. श्रीमद् भागवत पुराण की जय. समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय. All glories to the assembled duties, all glories to the assembled duties, all glories to the assembled duties, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttam sloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Panchakalpadurvishya kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnobhyo namo namah. Anantkoti Vaishnavvrind ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai. Samved Bhaktivinoda ki jai. So we are going to read chapter 10, canto 10, chapter 47, verse 63. Sorry. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Jai Shri. So we are going to read this verse. The Song of the Bee title. Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam. Vande Nando Vrajastrinam. Padarenum Abhikshnasham. Padharenum Abhikshnasham. Yasham Harikatokdakitam. Yasham Harikatotkitam. Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam. Padarenum Abhikshnasham. Yasham Harikatokitam. Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam. Padharenum Abhikshnasham. Yasham Harikatotkitam. Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 47, Text 23. Vande, I offer my respects. Nanda Vraje, of the coward village of Nanda Maharaj. Of the coward village of Nanda Maharaj. Strinam, of the woman. Yeah. Pada, of the feet. Renum, to the dust. Abhikshnasham, perpetually. Yesham, whose. Hari, of Lord Krishna. Katha, about the topics. Udgitam, loud chanting. Punati, purifies. Bhuvanatrayam, the three worlds. Translation and purport. I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nanda Maharaj's coward village. When these gopis loudly chanted the glories of Sri Krishna, the vibration purifies the three worlds. Purport. Sri Uddhava, having established the glories of the gopis in the previous verses, now directly offers his obeisance to them. According to Sri Vaishnava Toshani, Sri Uddhava did not offer such respect even to Lord Krishna's queens in Dwarka. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Sha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Sha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it says here, translation, I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nand Maharaj's covered village. I repeatedly offer my I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nand Maharaj's covered village. So Vedic teachings are so high, so pure. This great exalted devotees here, Uddhava is showing an example. I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nanda Maharaj's covered village. So he's offering his respects to the Brajavasis and the gopis. When these gopis loudly chant the glories of Sri Krishna, the vibration purifies the three worlds. So whenever we are disturbed, we chant this holy name loudly. In this this age of Kali Yuga, that's recommended, chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in these pastimes, we can see how the gopis are so much attached to Krishna. They are always absorbed in Krishna. Yesterday we heard that how they give different examples, how they are finding faults in Krishna, but they are thinking of Krishna. They are glorifying Krishna all the pastimes. They are talking to Uddhava. They are saying Uddhava, a pure representative of God. So this is very nice interaction between gopis and the Uddhava. Because on the order of Krishna, Uddhava was sent to take care of the family members, and the gopis. He was concerned of them because they were missing him. So when these gopis loudly chanted the glories of Krishna, the vibration purifies the three worlds. Sri Uddhava having established the glories of Gopi, Sri Uddhava having established the glories of the gopis in the previous verses, now directly offers his obeisance to them. According to Sri Vaishnav Toshani, Sri Uddhava did not offer such respect even to Lord Krishna's queen in Dwarka. So after all hearing from the gopis, and then he's glorifying the gopis, now he's offering his respect to the gopis, and that respect was not even offered to the queen of Dwarka, Krishna's queen of Dwarka. So beautiful. We heard yesterday in Chaitanya Charitamrit how Krishna Das, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrit, is offering respects to the devotees who are absorbed in reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, discussing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he's offering his respects to the Goswamis. Then he's offering respects to the main deities of Vrindavan, Radha Govind, Radha Gopinath, Madan Mohan. And then finally to the Vaishnavas, Shat Goswamis, like that. We can hear from, and we see in these gopis also, how they're thinking of Krishna, and Uddhava is offering respects. So this is a beautiful lecture Prabhupada gave in Northeastern University. He's emphasizing the importance of chanting Hare Krishna, this transcendental vibration. Because in this few points are there that at present we are in the bodily conception, but this point we have to transcend this. One is on the bodily conception of life, one is on the mental conception of life, one is on the intellectual conception of life, and above that is transcendental. That's the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. We have to rise from above this platform. So Prabhupada is very detailedly explaining each, giving different examples. We will really benefit from this of the glories. So it's important. So this sound vibration. He says, when the gopis loudly chant the glories of Krishna, the vibration purifies the three worlds. We can see in Prabhupada's life also, Prabhupada, he had a firm faith in spiritual master, he had firm faith in the holy name of the Lord, and he preached message all over the world. He just chant Hare Krishna and be happy. The hippies, at that moment, hippies was very popular, and they became Vaishnavas, coming in contact with the exalted person like Srila Prabhupada, and they became happy. And they helped Prabhupada preach all this message all over the world. So Srila Prabhupada yes, says, my dear boys and girls, I thank you very much for attending this meeting. We are spreading this Krishna conscious movement because there is a great need of this movement throughout the whole world. And the process is very easy, that is the advantage. So Prabhupada is first appreciating the students, those who have gathered in this meeting. He's saying, my dear boys and girls. We can see a pure devotee also is etiquette, offering respects even to the students. He said, my dear boys and girls, I thank you very much for attending this meeting. We are spreading this Krishna conscious movement because there is a great need of this movement. There is a great need of this movement. Why there's the great need of this movement? Because people all are suffering in this material world. And this Krishna consciousness movement only can save them from this repeated cycle of birth and death. Because human form of life, we are getting this opportunity. And for that, it says, and the process is very easy. That is the advantage. So what is that process? First of all, try to understand what is the transcendental platform. It's very important what we are doing. This Srila Prabhupada is very explaining, very detailed in all words, in his lectures, in his books, and this. So far, our living condition is concerned, we are in different platform. We have to first of all stand on the transcendental platform. Then there is question of transcendental meditation. That means we have to transcend this bodily platform and come to the soul platform. We are not the body, we are soul platform. And Prabhupada will be explaining in this lecture very nicely how it is. First he says, first of all, try to understand what is the transcendental platform. So far our living condition is concerned, we are in different platform. We have to first of all stand on the transcendental platform. Then there is question of transcendental meditation. We have to first of all stand on the transcendental platform. Then there is a question of transcendental meditation. See, this whole program is meant for Krishna consciousness, morning to night like that. It's not so easy, but it's easy, but in the association of devotees. The atmosphere, the temple, the place, the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra together, everything, worshipping the Lord, glorifying the Lord. So glorifying of the Lord in this is in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 3rd chapter, you will find that we have got different status of conditional life. The first is Indriyani Parani Ahur. So verse 342 explains how we are in different status of conditional life. Condition means we are conditioned within the body. The working senses are superior to dull matter. So body, we have this body, and body means senses, and body is matter. Like example, this is an object. This superior to this object is body, and body is matter. It says we have got different. First, it says we have got different status of conditional life. The first is Indriyani Parani Ahur. The working senses means the senses. Body means senses. There is knowledge acquiring senses, and there's working senses, hands, legs, and nature call them. The working senses are superior to dull matter. So these senses are superior to this dull matter. And next is the mind. Mind is higher than the senses. This is subtle. This is gross, this is subtle. Then intelligence is still higher. And then the mind, the soul is even higher than the intelligence. Mind, the soul is, so this gross object, this gross body, the senses, then mind, then intelligence, and then self. So these are different levels. So here it says, first of all, try to understand what is the transcendental platform. So far, our living condition concerned, we are in different platform. We have to first of all stand on the transcendental platform. Then there is question of transcendental meditation. Then there is question of transcendental meditation. So here it says, working some. Sanskrit Indriyani. First thing is bodily conception of life. Every one of us in this material world, we are under this bodily conception of life. I am thinking Indian, I'm Indian. You are thinking you're American, somebody is thinking I'm Russian, somebody is thinking I'm somebody else. So everyone is thinking that I am this body. So first on this bodily conception, we are identifying this with body, born in which country, that is very strong, this bodily conception of life. First one has to give up that thing. Then this is one standard or one platform. This platform is called sensual platform. Because so long we have bodily conception life, we think happiness means sense gratification. That's all. Happiness means sense gratification. Body means senses. So the body means senses, and the senses what? Sense gratification. So one has to get out of this. One standard or one platform. This platform is called sensual platform. Because so long we have bodily conception of life, we think happiness means sense gratification. Eyes want to see the form, ear want to see the sound, nose wants to smell, tongue want to taste. So everything has to be regulated. We heard that Goswami's previous chapters. The Goswamis, the nectar of instruction first, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam. Yeah? This all in this one line, mind, tongue, belly. All one has to control. There's a push of the mind, there's a push of the tongue, there's a push of belly. The one who has controlled the senses, he's called Goswami. Is the sense. So similarly, Prabhupada is explaining in detail, like, yeah. So one has to, so Indriyani Paranya Hundi. Lord Krishna says that in the material concept of life or bodily concept of life, our senses are very prominent. That is going on at the present moment, not at the present moment, since the creation of this material world. So we have been doing this life after life, eating, sleeping, defending, gratifying senses. This is very strong here, says. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, our senses are very prominent. The senses are compared to like unbridled horses. But another example like turtle. Turtle when controls the intelligence. So this is going on since life order. That is the disease. I am this body. So this is this material disease. I am this body. Srimad Bhagavat says that Yashmatmi, Yashatma, Kunapi, Tridatu Keswadi Kaladeshu Bhaumajyadi. Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone who has the concept of this body understanding that I am this body, one who identifies his self as the inert body composed of mucus, bile, and air, who assumes his wife and family are permanently his own, who thinks an earthen image or the land of his birth is worshipable, or who sees a place of pilgrimage as merely the water there, but who never identifies with himself with feel kinsmen with worships or even visit those who are wise in spiritual truth, such person is no better than a cow or an ass. So here it says this body is made of all this dull matter. Previously we had heard about that. This body is skeleton and there are veins. They are compared to pillars. Then there's mind, subtle body, there's intelligence, then there's soul, and all the liquid beauty. Yeah. So here it says, one who identifies with this body, especially this body consists of mucus, bile, and air, who assumes his wife. So, yes, this goes on like that. If it like the attachment, the wife actually, the relationship with Krishna. Krishna is our whole and soul. He is our eternal master. He is the eternal enjoyer. He is the proprietor. Even the husband or wife, they both are struggling, even to maintain this body. So the wife, he's struggling with his body, So the wife should accept the Lord as the husband, eternal, like that. Here he says, one who identifies himself as heart, body, composed mucus, bile and air. First it says this body conception is very strong. Then now it says, who assumes his wife and family are permanent in his own, who permanent, he thinks, who thinks an earthen image on the land of his birth is worshipable. Because we are born in a particular country, we identify with that country. You know? Suppose born in India, Russia, American, whatever, that designation is very strong. But that's a designation. You can change your name, you can change your country, you can change your occupation. Suppose one is a whatever, officer, doctor, the false ego is very strong like that on the body. His wife, soon. Who sees a place of pilgrimage as merely as water there, but never attends himself with fill skins with worships, or even visit there those who are wise in spiritual truth. Such a person is no better than a cow and ass. So such a person is compared to an animal who goes to an holy place and does not inquire from the devotees. Saintly person, he says here. He is on the body conception. Atma buddhi kunapeti dhatu. Atma buddhi means concept of the self in this bag of skin and bone. This is a bag. This body is a bag of skin, bone, blood, urine, stool, and so many nice things. You see? Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord. Oh Krishna. These things are very horrible, very nasty, huh? Hare Krishna. This, Hare Krishna, thank you. This is a bag. This body is a bag of skin, bone, blood, urine, stool, and so many nice things, you see. But we are thinking that I am this bag of bone and skin and stool and urine. That is our beauty. That is our everything. This thing we will say in the mundane people, they will get very, this person is very nasty, they will say. But it's just a fact of body, right? So there are many nice stories. Of course, so there's one nice story. One man, we read it, that he was attracted to a beautiful girl. She was a chaste lady girl, and he told, I want to marry her. Then she was chaste, you know. So she said, okay, you come. After some days, she took some purgative and she vomited, and all the vomit and all the nature call she kept in bottles. And then, because when you pass nature call 3-4 times, your body future changes. You know? So she was looking very ugly, you know. Then she told, oh, you were beautiful, then now I can. Then she shows all the beauty in the bottles. So the point is that the body concept not very sentient. Yashyatmikute. So first we heard we have to transcend this bodily conception of life. Then Prabhupada gives the example, the sense, body, mind. And then he gives the example of going to a holy place or identifying this body which is made of matter. Then he gives the example of a person who is attracted to a beautiful woman, and then the beautiful woman shows what is the actual beauty of the body. So Prabhupada is explaining very detail. One who identifies himself as the inert body composed of mucus, bile and air, who assumes his wife and family are permanently his own, who thinks an earthen image on the land of his birth is worshipable, or who sees a place of pilgrimage as merely water, but who never identifies himself with feel kinsmen with worships, or visit those who are wise in spiritual truth, such a person is no better than a cow or ass. So now this sadhu sangha is going on all over, you know, once a year or like that. But that same Prabhupada wanted this temple to be Vaikunta, place of pilgrimage. Actually, it's a Vaikunta, but we don't have the vision because we are so much absorbed in the bodily conception of life. But we take this process of chanting Hare Krishna very seriously, sincerely. Then, in the association of devotees, it will become very powerful. So he says, this body, composition of several things like bone, skin, blood and urine and stool and secretion, so many things, that is not right calculation of self-realization. So this is not the right conclusion. Of course, those who are too much engrossed with the bodily concept of life, they have been recommended to practice the Hatha Yoga system. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are different processes of yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Hatha Yoga. But in this Kali Yuga, it's it's not possible. It's possible, but not possible also, because you have to go to a very secluded place. You have to sit on a deer skin. The place should be very clean, and he should also be very clean. And then he has to fix his mind. He has to become free from sex life, and he has to focus on the tip of the nose, and he has to meditate on the Lord. So in this Kali Yuga, it's very simple process. Chanting is a, so we go further that. The Bhagavad Gita we have published. There is a statement how one should practice this transcendental verse, verse number 13 and 14. That's chapter 6. It said one should hold one's body, neck and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. So why here it says completely free from this? Because there are different ashram, brahmachari ashram, grahastha ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyasa ashram. In these three ashram, there is no question of interaction with opposite this. Only in household life there is a license. It says. It says here in this previous age also says, thus with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from. Because when we are attached to this, we cannot think of the Lord. Because we become on the bodily conception of life. We become attached to this sense gratification. Because we are now explained here before. Thus, with an unagitated, we should not be disturbed, subdued mind. Suppose household, he has to work very hard. He has to maintain then his whole time goes in this, right? He becomes attached and he becomes entangled. Then he has no time for spiritual life. But in this Kali Yuga, in whatever place, if we say this, then nobody will come, right? He says, Prabhupada made it simple it here in Kali Yuga. The chanting of the holy name. Wherever you are, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it simple. You stay in that place and chant the holy name of the Lord. This body, this head, this neck and the body, whole body, trunk should be erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Just like you have to sit like this, you have to look, not closing your eyes, but half closing your eyes, and you have to look on the point of your nose. One should hold one's body, neck and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me. So, in this age of Kali Yuga, these things are not recommended. This chanting of the holy name is because there's no, you cannot go to the forest, we are in the city. That the primary prescription one should practice this transcendental, that one has to restrict especially sex life. One has to select a very solitary place and a sacred place and he should sit down. This meditation process is not practiced in a place like this where many men are gathering. It is recommended it must be in a solitary place, sacred place and alone. And then you have to sit, you have to select your sitting place. There are so many things. Of course, those things cannot be explained within few minutes. If you are interested, you will find in this 6th chapter, Sankhya Yoga, that's it, Sankhya Yoga chapter. So the different recommendation is given. One has to fix the mind in very, he has to go to a lonely place where meditate, not in the city where many people are there. You cannot perform this yoga like that. So yes. Because so far one body concept life, one has to transcend himself to a spiritual platform. That is the whole meaning of the whole process. So we have to come to that transcendental platform. We have to get out of that bodily concept of life. That is the whole meaning of this lecture. Just like I began to say that in the beginning, our self-realization means we are thinking this body, Indriyani Paranyo. Then one who has transcended this body concept comes to the platform of mind. Indriya Mana. Mana means mind. Somebody, some people, some of practically the whole population of the world, they are under the bodily concept of life. And above them, there are some people who are on the mental concept of life. They are thinking mind, and somebody is on the intellectual platform. So different stages of life, the whole population on this bodily platform, mental platform, and sensual and intellectual platform. The whole one. So he says, Indriyani Paraniyaur. The working senses are superior to dull matter. Similarly, same repeat. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And the soul is higher than the intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence. When you transcend the intellectual platform, then you come to the spiritual platform. When you transcend the intellectual platform, then you come to the spiritual platform. That realization, first of all, required. Before you practice transcendental realization, you have to reach to the transcendental platform. That transcendental clause is Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta means he is not hankering or lamenting. He is totally free from the bodily conception. He is very happy. He is very joyful in all condition. I am not this body, I am souls. Param, you have heard this word, Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, that is transcendentalist. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this intelligent, but I am spirit soul. That platform. And what is the symptom of a person? Na shoshati naga. Of Bhagavad Gita says. And of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me. In yoga is the highest of all. So this is a verse in Bhagavad Gita which says of yogi nama api sarvesham, of all yogis who abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and the highest of. Yesterday we heard that in Dwapar Yuga, people were fixing the mind at the lotus feet of the Lord, and the temple worship was there. In this Kali Yuga, the holy name is recommended, chanting of holy name. And we can see in this pastimes of Uddhava also, how he saw the gopis, he offered them respects, and the gopis were loudly chanting the holy name of the Lord in this vibration. So in this lecture, we are how to come to the transcendental platform, from bodily platform to the transcendental. What is transcendent actually is? Prabhupada is explaining in different examples, giving the example of a person who is attracted to an opposite this, and she explains what is this beauty, and Prabhupada is explaining of this body, and going to a holy place, what is meant for that purpose, and how to be get out from this bodily designation of life, and what is Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. That's it. So Bhagavad Gita, when one is on the transit platform, is symptom that is always joyful. There is no moroseness. And what is joyful? That is explained. What is joy? Na shoshati, na kankshati. He does not hanker after anything, neither he laments. So this temple life is very austere life. It's very pure life, and it's real beneficial life. Very, you want to advance in spiritual life, this is a very nice process. But wherever we are, we get this opportunity. Now, like this, Kalyuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. You can chant the holy name of the Lord. Now we read this verse, of a yogi. He always thinks of me with great faith, worshiping me, transcendent loving, is most intimately united with me. And in yoga, as I told. When one is on that, okay. So, okay. The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. So we can see everywhere in the bird society, wherever we turn, this attraction between male and female. It's the entanglement in this material world. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. So this is the impetus in economic development. It begins from wife, then children, then land, then property, then he becomes entangled. In this way, one increases life's illusion and thinks of terms I and mine. There is a nice explanation how this hankering is expanded. This whole material world is hankering after sex life. That is the basic principle of hankering. Pumsa mitho, pumsa sriyo maithuni bhavam. This is Sanskrit language. Maithuni bhavam means either in human society or animal society or bird society or insect, everywhere you will find. So this material world is considered is in shackles. Wherever we see, this is prominent, he says. That is materialistic way of life. Indriyani, that means senses. So again, now Prabhupada is explaining what is actually this bondage of this material world. So this brahmachari, sannyasi, vanaprastha, So there's a lot of chances to elevate our consciousness. We are free from all this entanglement. Yes. So the everyone. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it simple. It's here. A boy is hankering after a girl. Girl is hankering after a boy. A man is hankering after a woman. Woman is hankering. This is going on. This is not unnatural. This is a natural life. So we have been coming in since time immemorial, these things. We become disturbed by these objects, here it says. So, uh, that's natural. A boy is anchoring and animal. That is not unnatural. This is a natural life. And tayor mita, the hankering is there. But as soon as they meet or unite, it becomes a hard knot. It becomes a knot, he says. Hriday ganti, the heart becomes tied knot. A hard knot in the heart. I am matter. I am this matter. This world belongs to me. This country belongs to me. This body belongs to me. That means hard knot. Instead of transcending from the concept body life, it becomes still more hard. It is very difficult. Very difficult, it says. Therefore, those who are practicing yoga or trying to be on the transcendent platform, the restriction is that one must cease from such life if you're at all interested, but that is not possible. Therefore, our this method, we don't say stop, but we say don't have illicit sense gratification. Of course, even there is no question of transcendental life. That is a question of civilized life. So this modern education in the school, this education is taught, right? Sense gratification. So it's very chaotic situation. So it's very difficult in this age, it says. So Prabhupada gives it, and whenever there is initiation, this thing is tell. It takes promise before the Vaishnava and the deities like that. But still, this program is Manushya Nam Sahasreshu. You know, very rare. Thousands, it says. In every civilized society, it may be Hindu, Muslim, or society Christian, any civilized human society, there is a system of marriage. And beyond marriage, if there is that is called illic, that is never indulged in any society. What to speak of transcendental life? Transcendental life must be purified from mental concoction or body concoction. It is a transcendental platform. Tayor mito hriday ganti maho. So these things are very strict in order to reach the transfer. But in this age of Kali, when everything is disturbed, always full of anxiety, and the life is very short, Srimad Bhagavad, prayena kalo asmin yuge jana, life is very short, and they are not interested for any transcendental subject matter. So we can see this thing, this age of Kali Yuga, very short people are taught in this. Like we heard that Bhishma Dev is saying, I was a lifelong brahmachari. But Krishna he was in midst of all these women, but still is considered more highest, so pure like that. He was not contaminated. Arjuna had some 3 wives, I think, I know. The kings had many wives like that. But they gave up all their kingdom and they become God conscious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also married twice like that. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, like that. But here it says here, these things are very restricted in order to reach the trans. But in this age, everything is disturbed, always full of anxiety, and the life is very short. They explain, Srimad, Prayena Kalo Asmin Yuge. Life very short. They are not interested for any trans subject matter. They are interested only in the body concept. Manda Sumanda Matayo. Means this age, people are very short-lived and very unfortunate. They are very lazy and they are unlucky and always disturbed. How we can ascend to the platform transit? It is very difficult in this. Therefore, Arjuna, who was being taught by Krishna, you try this practice of transcendental life. But Arjuna said, Arjuna means he was taking this instruction 5,000 years ago. He was a royal prince. He was very much advanced in so many things. He said, my dear Krishna, it is not possible to practice this transit process of ascending by yoga practice. The Hatha Yoga is not possible. So this Hatha Yoga, Arjuna is saying it's not possible because this mind, I cannot control my mind. Because I am a family man. I have come here to fight. I am into, say, political interest. How can I practice? I have to go to a solitary place. I have to sit down. I have to practice. I have to become free from sense gratification. So just try to understand. Practicing all the rules and regulations not possible in this age at all. If somebody is trying to practice that thing in so-called way, that is not actually. You cannot perform this transit meditation in city life. It is not possible. That is very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita, you will read. So you have to live in the city, you have to live with your family, you have to live with your friend. It is not possible to go to the forest and find out a secular place. We see our temples, they are all in the cities. Srila Prabhupada made it so that people will benefit. So here in this age, if you want to rise on the transcendental platform, as is recommended by the Glenn, Kalo Tad Hari Kirtanat. In this age, simply by chanting the holy name of God, Kalo Tad Hari Kirtanat. So this is chanting of the holy name is the most powerful method. So getting up early in the Brahma Muhurat, chanting Hare Krishna in the association of devotees in a place, in a temple, is very favorable, very favorable. What result was obtained in Satyuga, meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifice, in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can obtain in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So what was, before also it was recommended, but especially that time Satyuga, that meditation was there, Treta Yuga, Yagya was there, Dwapar Yuga, the lotus feet was worship, temple worship, and Kali Yuga, this Hare Krishna mantra is recommended. So that's why constant chanting of Hare Krishna is very important to purify our existence. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have to cry out for Krishna. Please, get out of me this bodily conception of life. I am yours, like that. We are attached to this bodily conception. Hare Krishna. Getting it what I'm saying? We are not to make it very easy by our mental. It is connect. Lord Chaitanya introduced this transcendent. We are introducing this system not to make it very easy by our mental conquest. It is recommended, it is practiced. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced this transcendental meditation process. You will see. You already seen that these boys and girls, as soon as they begin chanting Hare Krishna, immediately there is a transcendental feeling. If you practice, you will understand how you are feeling transcendental. So before we had heard about that, one has to fix the mind of Hare Krishna mantra, sit down in a place. That's also one recommendation. One should not chant in a lonely place. Otherwise, he will think of money and opposite sense objects. So one should chant in the association of devotees like that, in the place of temple like that. If you practice, you will understand. So practicing, it's a lot of practice, chanting Hare Krishna in a calm place, fix your mind on Krishna. If you're not in a city or this, if you practice, you will understand how you're feeling trance. One has to practice this process, the easiest process. Sit down, chant Hare Krishna. Now I have begun this movement in the country since 96. So I began in New York in a small storefront and gradually they came. Now it is spread. There are about 15, 16 branches and all over country these boys are practicing simplest process. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that's the process recommended. So now everything is... we go to Sadhu Sangha, that's nice. Previous the sadhus were coming, now it's not. The temples, to manage the temple also is difficult now, especially in Western, not only in Western, India also has become now like that. There were many devotees living in the temple like that. Now it's not. The sound vibration, the trance sound vibration, immediately will carry you on the transcendent platform. If you kindly hear also, you chant Hare Krishna, try to hear. You chant Hare Krishna and hear, it says. Hear this transcendental Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So that your mind is absorbed in the sound vibration. This is very important statement. Here you see. This sound vibration, this transcendental sound vibration immediately will carry you on the transcendental platform. This transcendental sound vibration immediately will carry you on the transcendental platform. And if you kindly hear, but you have to be very careful, you're not to commit offenses. You chant Hare Krishna and try to hear so that your mind is absorbed in the sound vibration. And this Krishna sound vibration means Krishna. Because Krishna is absolute, God is absolute. And there is no difference between God's name and God. There is no difference between God's name and God. So that's the key here. Yes. This sound vibration, this transcendental, Prabhupada says not an ordinary sound, this is a transcendental sound vibration, immediately will carry you on the transcendental platform. And if you kindly hear, hearing is important. You chant Hare Krishna and try to hear. so that your mind is absorbed in the sound vibration. Your mind is absorbed in the sound vibration. And this Krishna sound vibration means Krishna, because Krishna is absolute, God is absolute. There is no difference between God's name and God. Just like in the material world, there is difference between water and the name, water. The flower and the thing, flower in the spiritual world. In the absolute world, there is no such difference. Suppose I say Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, it won't quench my thirst, right? But in Hare Krishna, it says, like in the material world, there is a difference between water and the name, the flower and the thing. In the spiritual world, in the absolute world, there is no such difference. Therefore, as soon as you vibrate the transcendental sound Krishna, Hare Rama, immediately you associate with the Supreme Lord and His energy. Hare Krishna. The meaning of this transvibration means, oh, energy of the Supreme Lord. Everything is done by this energy of the Supreme Lord, Parashya Brahma. Just as illumination of a fire, which is situated in one place, is spread all over the energies of the Supreme Person Godhead. Parabrahma are spread all over this universe. Just like you have got practicalism, the material world means creation of the energy of the sunshine. Every one of you are all scientific students. You know that all these planets, they are rotating on account of heat and light of the sun. Similarly, the whole creation, material and spiritual creation, they are manifestation of the energy of the Supreme Lord. So here, this example is given of this material creation, but they are all energy of the Lord. The example of sun and the sunshine is given, and different planets. Like the sunshine is the energy of the sun globe, similarly there is the supreme planet which is called Krishna Loka. So there is that's what we go back home, back to God. That's called Krishna Loka or Goloka. Like sunshine is the energy of the sun globe, similarly there is a supreme planet which is called Krishna Loka or Goloka. These are mentioned in the Vedic literature, Brahma Samhita, Brahma Sutra. So that Brahma Samhita is explanation, that's the essence of all Vedic literature. It's very, very esoteric, very high. But in that description is given of Krishna's form, Krishna's spiritual world. There is immense literature. So we are praying to the energy of the Supreme Lord and the Supreme Lord. Please pick me up. Please pick me up. I am in this transcendent, the body concept life. I am in this material existence. I am suffering. Please pick me up to the spiritual platform so that I will be happy. Because I explained just a minute, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. So this chanting is, please pick me up. Please pick me up. I am in this transcendent. But Krishna says, come, come, come. I say, no, no, no. Come, come, come. Hare Krishna. Here we are praying on to the energy of the Supreme Lord. I have some plans in there. We are praying to the energy of the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord, please pick me up. Please pick me up. So we are trying, pick me up. I am in this trance at the body concept. I am in this material existence. I am suffering. Please pick me up to the spiritual platform so that I'll be happy. And of all the yogis who abides in me with great faith, worshipping in the trance love is most united with me in his high. So that again, that was same thing. As soon as you come to the transfer, you come joyful, happy. That is a sign. You say, I am in the trance meditation. How you become happy? So that's the attraction between male and female, basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to the body home, same. As soon as we are united, say, we want a nice apartment land, same thing. So we had to wind up this material conception life to the spiritual. So with great faith, we have to worship the love and intimately united with the Lord. That's the highest. So when we are on the spiritual mind, there is no hankering. So why should be hankering? You know, I don't want anything material. Why shall be hankering? What I mean, barely required. I must be satisfied with that. So that not very nice, probably to the materially advanced society. So Prabhupada is giving the answer here. So why should I hanker for material things? So if you say this, so that is not very nice proposal to the materially advanced world at this present moment. So present moment we will say, oh, you go to don't hanker for these material things, don't be attached to this. They will say, no, we don't want Krishna consciousness then. So Prabhupada is saying here. So it's not very nice proposal to the materially advanced world at this present moment. People will not accept it. They won't accept it. Therefore, this process, Yukta Vairagya, it's called Yukta Vairagya. You must remain in your place. This is the facile way, Krishna moment. You ain't got to change your place. You remain, you are a student, you remain a student. You're a businessman, you remain a businessman. You are a human, man, or anyone, white, any brown, whatever, you remain in your position. You simply try to hear. You simply try to hear. That also we heard that we want us to hear the holy name, transcendental vibration. We have to fix our mind. Sthane sthite sutigatam tanuvratam. Those even while remaining, throw the process. So those Srimad Bhagavatam, that's those who even while remaining situated in their established social positions, throw away the process of spectral knowledge and with their body, words, and mind offer all respects to description of your personality and activities. So in this Srimad Bhagavatam says, those who even while remain situated in the established social position, throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with their body, words and mind offer all respect to descriptions of your personality and activities, dedicating their lives to these narrations, which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees, certainly conquer your lordship, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds. Here is the key. Yes, those even while remaining situated in the established social position, throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with their body, words, and mind offer all respects to your descriptions of your personality and activities, dedicating their lives to these narrations, which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees, certainly conquer your lordship. So by hearing this Bhagavatam from the scriptures, from the devotees, an exalted devotee, that's why association of advanced devotees is very important in our spiritual life. Yes. You certainly conquer your lordships. So how you can come to that stage? By dedicating our life to this process of hearing and chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. You say, you have to dedicate this, all the activities. Just remain in your position. You simply hear. Kindly view your oral reception to this transcendental sound. Very simple process, no charges. We are not charging anything. You give us so many dollars, then I shall give you this mantra, Hare Krishna. It is publicly distributed. You simply catch up and try. You will come to the transcendental plan. When you hear the chanting, that is transcendental. The process recommended in all scriptures, and it is followed by Lord Chaitanya. His disciplic succession for 500 years, and people are achieving good result. Not in India also. The young boys and girls who have joined this movement, you try to understand what is this Krishna conscious movement, how transcendental meditation is possible. We are not sentimental. We have got many books. I'm going fast. Teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya is back to God, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ishopanishad. We are not sentimentalists. We are backed by high philosophical thoughts and everything. So Prabhupada says we are not sentimental. We are by high philosophical thoughts and everything. But if you take this simple process, Hare Krishna, you immediately are elevated to the transcendent without reading so many big literatures, philosophy, understanding. That is the gift to the present conditioned souls of the world by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in accordance with his Vedic vision. So our request that you give a try. You simply chant at home or anywhere. There is no restriction. You have to chant this Hare Krishna mantra in such a place, in such a condition, in this. There is no restriction. Anywhere, anytime you meditate. You're walking, you can chant Hare Krishna. And going on with your work, you chant, your hands chant Hare Krishna. So this is very nice. So kindly accept this. Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Nam Namakari Bahuda. My Lord, O Supreme, in your holy name there is all good fortune for the living entity. And therefore you have many names such as Krishna and Govinda, which you expand. You invested all your potencies in those names. There are no hard and fast rules for remembering this. My dear Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy name, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting. So Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this in this name all the potencies are there, all the energies are there, but there are no hard and fast rule. You can chant anywhere. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attachment because I am committing offenses for the holy name. So Lord's name is not different. Krishna is the perfect name. Krishna means all that. Krishna. No. Yeah, time is running short. So it's all this. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai. So one has to hear chanting Hare Krishna with whole heart and soul. Constant chant Hare Krishna mantra. The essence of all Vedic literatures in this age of Kali Yuga. Good. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.